So I just got done watching this Lakers game, and I'm not gonna lie, I am very impressed with what I saw. And I'm not necessarily talking about the Lakers. I mean, as a team, they played very well, and guys like Rui Hachimura absolutely dominated, and Anthony Davis, despite looking like he got injured in the first half, was playing well. Even LeBron was doing his thing, but there was one guy that I was very impressed by watching, and that was Austin Reaves. For the longest of time, I've known about Austin Reaves, and I've thought about talking about Austin Reaves, but there was something that I just didn't want to mention. However, after watching this game and the past couple Lakers games that I've actually watched, it seems like Austin Reaves might be more than we think. Last season, it seems like we were introduced to Austin Reaves, but it seems like it's this year that we've really seen the jump of Austin Reaves' game. Last season, he was averaging about 7 points per game while being a pretty important rotation player for the Lakers. But this season, as a starter, he's averaging about 13 points per game, and I think this does not represent how good he's actually been. We also have to consider the fact that Austin Reaves wasn't really a prominent starter until the end of the season. So let's get the elephant out of the room. While Austin Reaves is a great scorer, there's something about his game that people don't necessarily like, and I've been a part of that. It's the fact that Austin Reaves is what you call a free throw merchant. If you've watched a lot of Lakers games like I have this season, you would notice that Austin Reaves sometime during the late of the year became all of a sudden a guy that was going to the line a lot more than most. For example, last season Austin Reaves averaged about 2 free throws per game, which for a rotation player isn't that egregious. However, this season, if you look at Austin Reaves' last 25 games, this man has been averaging over 5 free throws per game, which is a significant jump, and it also took his free throw average to 4 free throws per game, and he's also shooting very well at the line. And I wouldn't really talk about this if Austin Reaves did not actually say on an interview that he was trying to do this.
He was talking about it's a learning curve. I mean, you can, obviously watch, games and, people in the past, James Harden, Trae Young, when he comes up ball screens and people are trying to fight over because he's such a good playmaker.
Which, I mean, game is game. It's annoying to watch, but you gotta give him credit. He did study, and sure enough, it has been working. Which is why for the longest of time I kind of just read off the idea of doing an Austin Reaves video. I thought he was nothing more than a free throw merchant on a high market team, and that's why he was being talked about so much. However, as I started to watch the Lakers more towards the end of the season, I started to realize that Austin Reaves might be a secret weapon that the Lakers are going to be able to use. And I think this last game versus Memphis is really telling of just that. Now, the Grizzlies and Lakers were battling it out this entire game. However, sometime in the fourth, Ja Morant got down with an injury, and it definitely messed with him. In fact, he did come back, but he just wasn't the same. And because of that, you saw guys being a lot more aggressive, and one of those players was Austin Reaves, who had 14 points in the fourth quarter. Mind you, he had 23 points in the entire game and shot pretty well. And it was because of Austin Reaves why they actually won that game. Actually, I kind of take that back. While Austin Reaves was definitely a big reason, I'd argue there was one more player on the Lakers that was also very important in this win, and had to be Rui Hachimura. I mean, this man had 29 points, and to be honest, this performance kind of seemed it was out of nowhere. I knew Rui was a good player, but I did not think he was going to be that good. Now, like I said in the intro, don't get me wrong, Anthony Davis and LeBron James, they both played well, but I think it was these two young guys who stepped up, and that's the real reason why the Lakers won. In fact, I'm looking on the timeline right now, and I'm just looking at what people are saying, and it seems like people already think this series is over. Now, of course, if you looked at my player predictions video, you guys would know that I actually picked the Grizzlies to win this series, but I'm not gonna lie, the Lakers look like they're gonna make it very difficult for the Grizzlies to win. But to be honest, if the Grizzlies don't have a way to guard Austin Reaves, this is gonna get bad very fast. Now, I had a video in the drafts that I might still do, but I haven't confirmed it, but it was a video where I was gonna talk about X factors for each contending team. And I'm gonna be 1000% honest, I think Austin Reaves is the X factor for the Lakers. I think we all have these expectations for LeBron and Anthony Davis to do their thing. No one is surprised if they're gonna play well, but the Lakers are gonna need at least 1 or 2 more guys that no one expects to ball out for them to win the series, let alone make it to the finals like everyone thinks it's gonna happen. And I think Austin Reaves is that guy. I think Austin Reaves would be the reason why the Lakers could make it farther than we think. But was this just one good game? Because I know it's game 1 and I don't want to overreact, but to be honest, this has been happening for a while. It's not like some random young player just had a great game and now all of a sudden we're talking about that. I feel like Austin Reaves for the past second half of the season and more has been great. I mean, there is a reason why he's a starter and he's playing in the clutch. A lot of young guys, especially if you're playing for the Lakers, would not be in that situation, but Austin Reaves, he was there and he showed up. Also, I know there's this crazy narrative going on that he's an industry plant. In fact, my boy Will Socho made a video about it. Now, me personally, I don't know if he's an industry plant or if he's just a guy that got the opportunity and he fully showed out. The rest of the series is definitely going to be telling for Austin Austin Reaves, because even if the Lakers don't win this series, this offseason, this man has potential to get a bag. So someone is going to be paying this man a bunch of money, especially if he goes on a crazy run. I gotta say, I've talked a lot of shit about Rob Pelinka, but the fact that he found this gem in Austin Reaves is definitely something. I'm definitely interested to see what Austin Reaves can do for the rest of the series, and I truly do believe if the Lakers win, it's going to be because of Austin Reaves. I'm not gonna lie, I had the question a while back of if this man was just on some Linsanity run, but I don't think Linsanity goes on for a couple months. Also, last time I checked, Jeremy Lin wasn't exactly the best in the playoffs. I mean, did he even make the playoffs? I knew he was on that Raptors team, but he did not really play that much. Alright, now I want to transition from Austin Reaves, and I kind of want to talk about the Lakers. Basically, this entire series has already been summed up in one game according to a lot of people, and I kind of want to talk about it. But like I said, in my playoff prediction video, I predicted that the Grizzlies were going to win in 6, and to be honest, I don't think it's that crazy. Because one, the Lakers as a whole looked very promising this game. They played extremely well. And the Grizzlies, while they were playing good to a point, something happened in the fourth quarter that really changed the momentum of the game. Ja Morant went down on a hard play, which by the way, I want to talk about this for a sec. I get it, in basketball, plays happen, and it wasn't necessarily a dirty play. I'm not going to say that, but it's fucking stupid how this happened. The league has rules when it comes to charging and doing these hard charges, which has caused a lot of injuries in the past. I don't know why only now it's being brought up, but this is something very common in the NBA that they've done little to nothing about, and because of it, Ja Morant could possibly be missing the entire series. Of course, maybe he might only be out for a game, or maybe he will miss 0 time, but as of right now, this is looking very bad for the Grizzlies. And this literally all could have been avoided, but no, Ja Morant is now injured and has a fucked up hand, and this could honestly alter the series. Because I know there's that stat of, oh, the Grizzlies win a lot of games when Ja Morant's not playing, but let's be honest, that's the regular season. And sure, I would like to see a hypothetical where the Grizzlies can play absolutely amazing without Ja Morant, but I don't see that happening. I'm not going to say that Ja Morant injury was the only reason why the Lakers won. To be fair, Ja Morant was not playing the best, and guys like Austin Reaves and Rui Hachimura really stepped up, so after a while, I kind of knew the Lakers were going to win. In fact, people were legitimately asking the question, is Jaren Jackson Jr. better than Ja Morant, which it's one game, and I don't think it's going to be a repeated thing in this series where Ja Morant just plays terrible and he gets outshined by Jaren Jackson Jr. Because if he does, well, that's something we definitely have to look at. Me personally, I don't think it's true, but something that I know is true for a fact is the Lakers, they have a great defense. And I think it exposed the fact that the Grizzlies do not have a good half-court offense. The Grizzlies are great at scoring on transition points, which isn't surprising, and I think this game really did highlight that. Look, I know it's one game and I don't want to overreact, but all I'm going to say is Austin Reaves is the truth, and if Ja Morant is out, then it looks like it's going to be Lakers in 5. Which, as a totally not biased Phoenix Suns fan, that would suck, but if you're a Lakers fan, you gotta love it. I know every single YouTuber on this platform was talking shit about the Lakers for the entire year. Even some Lakers fans thought the season was over. And as a super unbiased Suns fan, I gotta say, I think it is incredible how far they've made it coming back this year. Even if they were to lose the next 4 straight games to the Grizzlies and they get completely embarrassed, you still gotta give them props where they're due. At one point, they were like 2-10 and they had a 0.2% chance of making the playoffs, and now they're looked as real contenders. We've already known this. In fact, we've already talked about the fact that the Lakers could be making an NBA Finals run. They have the pieces. Everything is finally starting to line up for them, and if you want to see me talk about that, well, click the video right here.